Back at it again with another shade of blue, sponsored by Core Outdoor Equipment. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. I have Thad Bell, David Greenwald, and Carrie Robinson. Still depressed, Carrie. Didn't have any redemption this week after a rough week last weekend.
Nope.
No game for Sporting this week. International break. Hate international breaks. Saturday morning is just not the same on international breaks. We're going to talk about the current. We got the Comets stuff. 2 rough games for the Comets to close out the year. And then, I want to start off, though. The news about the 2027 Sprint season came out just after we recorded. That is a monumental shift, Thad, in Major League Soccer history. And it deserves some attention here. So they did it right, I think, is another point of this. This was the one thing that MLS seems to have gotten right in recent years. So 2027 Sprint season, 14 regular season games. You will play each team in your conference one time. Top 8 from each conference go to the playoffs. They'll crown a champion. There will be 5 CONCACAF Champions Cup berths, and 18 teams, 9 from each conference, will qualify for the Leagues Cup. So Thad, they're really doing it. We're switching seasons. We're aligning with the international calendar. What do you think about how MLS has handled this?
Well, I like the fact that you said they're doing it right and it's like a rare thing, but the rare thing that they're doing right, they've done wrong because they should have been doing it this year.
Yeah.
So, yes, they're doing the right thing. This is what I predicted. This is what I said like a year ago they should do, right? Is do a little mini tournament, blah, blah, blah. And they did it. But they should have done it this year, not next year. So
why? Why should it have been this year?
Because it would have the perfect break with the World Cup. Everything would have led into a new season, new players, new everything. Instead, it's going to be the regular old mid-season signings and all that kind of stuff. It would have been perfect setup. But no, they couldn't get it done on time. You know who did, though? Japan. Japan's been doing this like setup for a couple years now. They got mini seasons with the first division. They got tournament type of thing between Division 2 and Division 3. They're all earning extra money by points to help boost their teams. Yeah, they did it right.
They did it right. MLS rarely gets everything. They don't rarely do everything well. So even when they get things right, they get things wrong. David, what do you think of the 2027 Sprint season?
I'm just excited for all the banter of if your team wins it, it's absolutely a legitimate trophy, like the MLS's back trophy was. And if your team doesn't win it, then, I mean, who cares? It wasn't a real season anyway.
Exactly.
We won the Spoon in half a season. Like, who cares?
Where's the hierarchy here, though? There's MLS's back. This seems higher than MLS's back. That was a weird tournament. No,
give me MLS's back. No, because MLS was so back. I mean, it doesn't get more back than MLS's back.
Just because we had Polito, and Polito scored his first goal, and he'd actually, before everything fell apart. That was why.
Just because, and what's weird is we're so far removed from COVID, but try to remember how goddamn weird things were back then. And so just having anything on, like having any soccer on, the NBA had that weird bubble tournament. Like, it was a vibe. It was a moment in history that hopefully we never have to live again. But yeah, no, give me MLS's back all day long.
Sprint season go ahead.
Those 2 tournaments were going on in the same place.
Yeah, that's true.
Like MLS back
Disney,
in
right?
the bubble. Yeah. So they were doing that. And I loved it because like, I could get up at 8:00, have breakfast while I'm watching a game. Then there's another game, have lunch at halftime. Like it was perfect.
Yeah.
Carrie,
now stays undefeated.
Yeah, let's get that asterisk
higher
for us.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. MLS's back felt like an asterisk. It's just a smaller season. This feels more real than MLS's back.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to think back to 2020. I'll be honest.
I was like half your life ago.
I was going to make a joke about how young you were, but I was like, oh no, she was probably that young. Yeah.
I never had a graduation. I'm just kidding. I did. It was actually at Sporting. But
you graduated
I don't know.
at Children's Mercy?
I did.
So my daughter.
I remember that, yeah.
The only time I've ever sat in a seat there.
Got my senior photos done at Sporting and then did graduation at Sporting. And
wait, do you have senior photos? Can we put them on the pod? Do you have like awkward
I
senior
have
photos?
Yes.
I have the best one that I have is with like paint the wall behind me. So
Can we see?
Yeah, I want to
I'll
see
send
it.
them to
Terry,
you.
this is a light pod. There was no Sporting KC game this week. The Currents suck. The Comets did not
That is
do
true.
well. Like, let's see some graduation photos.
David,
And I
where'd you
have
graduate high
short
school?
hair in it. Let me just say.
Shawnee
Now we
Mission
have to see it.
South Sports Complex.
Interesting.
Because I'm a Shawnee Mission West grad, so they have 2 stadiums in the district, and that's where we went.
The Missouri high schools, a lot of them go to the big spiral church, whatever that church is, and like it's like an Independence. That's where I graduated. And I think a lot of those do it there.
The
That's why
Bible
I was
slide.
curious.
Or the monkey dome.
That thing. That
The
yes,
monkey dome.
that one.
Yeah.
The Bible
what
slide. I think I prefer that one. That one's pretty good.
Well, that's what the park rangers call it. The Truman Park Rangers. Because my parents live in that area and are
Oh, okay.
kind of friends with some of the park rangers, and that's how they describe it.
We're also friends with some park rangers. Like the Swope Park Rangers.
Oh, okay. I was like, where on earth is
Thad-
David going
Thad
with
caught,
this?
No, Thad caught it, but didn't want to say anything.
Nope.
Thad, where did you graduate high school in 1970 something? 80
Higher?
something?
More recent. Slightly more recent.
90 something?
82.
82, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm old.
Cody will tell people that he was like -10, but Cody was actually only like -6.
It was 08, baby.
Wow.
Okay. So let's get on to actual soccer. Sporting are playing a game next week against RSL. RSL's in 6th place, 3-1-1. I want to talk about the lineup. David, who do you want to play? We've seen some changes. There are some new faces. Some people have worked out, some have not worked out. What's a change or what's something you're looking at in this lineup that you would like to see?
Well, I expect to see Borges in now
Yeah.
that he's had some time to get
Hopefully.
locked in with the club. But do we know if Capita is in town yet?
I don't believe
I don't
know.
think he is, right?
No.
I think
They've
we
not
would've
said that
s-
he's gotten his. They've not announced it.
Right. So
Yeah.
I would expect
Yeah.
the top of the lineup to look the same. Calvin Harris, not Polito, Decky, and then
Not Polito. Where did
well,
that come
no,
from?
my mind went to Polito because that's who you mentioned with MLS's back, and so I'm like, that's not who
The
starts.
good old days.
Yeah. He had a couple good years, but no, I mean, I expect things to look mostly the same for our lineup. I just would expect Borges to sub in for
Yeah,
Wyatt
for who?
Meyer. Wyatt Meyer, just
Okay.
because didn't Meyer take a knock pretty bad at the end of the last game?
He did.
So he's kind of the natural default sub in there.
Did we get word on that injury, Thad? Is he going to be out for a while? It looked bad.
We've not heard anything.
Okay.
But yeah, we need a right back. When we get a right back, Jake can move to the midfield, Bartlett can move to the bench. But otherwise, Manu, LBJ in the midfield, probably with Bartlett, Shappy, and then our back line's going to be, some combination of Bartlow, Borges, I'm guessing Jake, and Reynolds maybe?
Reynolds would be the one on the right.
Okay.
It's
who'd play?
Reed on the left.
Reed,
Reynolds on the
thank
right.
you.
Right.
Thank you.
I know. Takes me a minute.
I'm hoping that we get to see Zorn Basong.
Yeah.
In this game. Now that he's been upgraded to questionable, and now he's had this week and a half to become unquestionable.
To become unquestionable. Well put. Thad, what are you doing with the lineup? Any changes?
Well, I'm going to make some assumptions that people are available. So yes, I would get Zoran in at left. Borges, James, Reynolds, if he's healthy enough to start, and then Jake into the midfield with Lasse and Manu. Then throw whoever you want to up in the front. But
Yeah.
Jake didn't do bad at right wing when he was up there. Wasn't like his best role, but so
He's the new Jacob Peterson. He can play everywhere.
No, I mean, he can progress the ball. He doesn't have the end product to really be effective up top, but like he can advance the ball. When he has chemistry with somebody, he can combine pretty well. He and Johnny did a great job combining a couple of years ago. He's
Yeah.
okay.
No, I mean, he's like you said, okay, decent at that, but it's just going to depend on who's healthy and what they want to, which do they want to do, a 3-back, 4-back, whatever he's wanting to do, whichever wiki way he does. So
Are you guys keeping Camp in goal? Because after that last game, that sucked. Into Cody saying we sucked.
That was where I was going with this. I was figuring, hoping maybe somebody would say a change in goal.
Yeah,
No?
I think that if there's gonna be a time, why not now? After a break, that way, I don't know, things are
Yeah.
kind of decompressed in feelings and thoughts about and energy of the last game.
Or Thad, do you show confidence in your keeper and give him a boost, and that you can go right back to him and see if he improves? I don't know. I'm trying.
you are trying. Look, still favor Pulse Camp over anybody else that's in the goalkeeper room at the moment, and we haven't seen Cleveland though, so it would be interesting to see him maybe a game. But they're seeing him in practice, and they haven't elected to go with him yet.
Yeah.
I know they just had an internal scrimmage a couple days ago, so they may have been running out all those lineups to see who they can try.
I mean, Jake was really bad last game, but the LA game, he was really solid. It would be awfully, it's early in the year, it'd be awfully draconian to just yoink him now. It hasn't been an incredibly strong start to the year for him, but also, I mean, who's playing in front of him? Like,
Yeah.
It's tough to say we should pull him this early.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I just and I understand when Thad says he thinks he's better than the other guys in the keeper room, but I don't know. At this point, like, what are we holding on to? Like, the wins aren't coming. I would rather at this point get a look at these other guys, just so I know that I can make sure that there's not something better out there.
Yeah, but let's get weird. Let's go to Ohio for Cleveland. Sorry.
I liked Let's Get Weird. Okay. Any other thoughts on the RSL game this weekend?
No, but Carrie did send us her graduation photos.
Oh my God, did she?
Yeah, they're in the chat.
One of them has very much shorter hair than,
that hair,
than the other
Carrie.
one. That was a botched haircut right before graduation.
Wow.
That was a choice.
Why do you appear to have different hair lengths in these same pictures on the same day?
No, they're different days.
Oh, okay.
I actually cut my hair right as I walked across the stage at Children's Mercy.
By the way, you needed a better senior photographer.
Wink, wink for Thad there.
That was just, that was just an iPhone.
I've mentioned this before, but looking at this picture, it messes with my OCD that 2017 is still in orange. I know why they did it at the time. It made sense to me. It was a cool gesture, but like, it is a decade later. Just make it the normal color. That orange really bothers me. It seems like we're like, look, that one is more significant than the others.
It was.
I'm saying no because in my childhood room, my mom put like a single thing like wallpaper up that was like bricks, and so we did like a paint the wall in my bedroom growing up.
Okay.
And I went so far to get orange letters so that I could replicate it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I don't care about that, Carrie. I wanted to all look uniform. Okay. Thad, SKC2, another ugly performance for a Kansas City team.
Well, it was a 2-0 loss, but it was the best performance of any soccer team that played that day, which was Saturday, and Kansas City Current and the U.S. men's national team played that day. So it was the best performance, and it was really close to being a 1-0 game, but they gave up a penalty, and there's some good signs. Let's just put it that way. A lot of young guys. I was a little disappointed there wasn't loans, but we found out later that the reason there probably wasn't loans is because Sporting played a scrimmage a day or two before. But yeah, so it was not the worst of the day by far.
But it was an awful day. Bad 2 weekends in a row of soccer for a Kansas City soccer fan.
It was a week long.
Yes, an 8-day period of awfulness. Okay, we're gonna go to break and then come back and talk about those disappointing teams. We'll be right back. All right, the Comets just finished their last game of the season right before we started recording here. The other teams in Major League Soccer are still finishing right now. I've got one of the games on, and that I
Major
didn't. Yeah.
Arena Soccer League.
Yep. Sorry. I didn't realize how tightly packed everyone was at the top. Like even in the fourth quarter of the Comets game, there was like 10 different scenarios that could have happened for all of the teams. They still had a chance to finish in second place, like in the last minute of that game. And I think they're going to settle into fifth place. Is that kind of how this is working out?
Yeah, that's looking what's likely. There's that one game left, and I don't think it's going to change anything for the Comets.
Yeah.
So it looks like they'll finish in fifth and play Milwaukee or St. Louis.
And it sounds like St. Louis is going to win the Shield, so that really sucks.
Well, it's in overtime now, so the most they can get is 2 points. So I don't think they are.
Oh yeah, they were winning when that was going on. Okay.
Yeah, because I just looked and they're in overtime right now.
So yeah, they had these last 2 games against the San Diego Sockers, and both of them were winning in the fourth quarter, and gave up a late goal and gave up what is that? They gave up 4 points. Yeah, because they got into overtime, so you get 1. So they gave up 4 points there, and lost their chance to finish top of the league or finish second and get a bye. So ugly finish there.
Well, they haven't been all that strong the last part of the season anyway. So in a way, that's a little bit of a step up because they're playing one of the toughest teams, San Diego, right? They finish top almost all the time, top 2. And if they had won against San Diego both those games, they finish first. They lose both those games, they finish fifth.
Yeah,
which is about where they're probably going to be.
Do we have a mic stat?
We do.
A Comets mic stat?
We do.
Heck yes. Let's get the sounder. Dun-na-na-dun-na-dun-na-dun-na. Mic stat.
In the last 10 seasons, the Comets are 20-34 when their game goes to overtime, including shootouts and playoffs. They haven't finished a season with a winning record in OT since 2014/2015.
Well, damn.
That's how bad they are in overtime.
So that's about the time that Vlaco left. Huh.
Man, an overtime record should be very close to 500, right? I never really considered this, but in theory, you should be right around 500 in an overtime series.
And they've dropped 6 straight this season, and I believe all of them, except maybe one, is they allowed the other team to tie it up late in the game. So
yeah,
it's almost always the team that ties it up that loses. I mean, the team that ties it up wins.
I'm wondering if any of our listeners actually checked into that game on Friday, because I opened up my Amazon app and it was just on there, and I checked in and watched it, and it was actually a really great game. They blew it at the end, but it was a really good game. Okay, so Comets in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs, and by the time we get done recording, we might know who they're facing for sure. But
yeah, I think it's possible they'll just turn around and face San Diego again for a third time in a row. Is one thing the announcers were talking about.
It looks like depends on how this finishes, but it looks like San Diego finish in the top 2, and that'll be a bye, so they would not face them in the first round. If they had won in certain scenarios, they could have turned around and faced them again as the higher seed team, even. But no.
Okay. Hopefully we get a home game that I can go check out in Independence for that. Okay,
there will be a home game.
Look at that. We get some playoff soccer in Kansas City, soccer capital of America. The Kansas City Current are not doing the work for making us the soccer capital of America currently. A 2-0 loss, 2 shutouts in a row. And Carrie, they have conceded first every game this season.
Yeah, it's not looking good at the moment.
Huh.
Like SOS as the ship is sinking already.
2 shutouts in a row. That is shocking for this team.
Well, and they only lost 3 games last year total. And what did we just do? Just lost 3 games in a week.
We look to last year as a thing to compare to. We really need to look to the last year in Colorado Rapids to compare to, or when somebody was in Toronto coaching to compare to. That's what we really need to be comparing to, not last year at the Current.
I mean, historic season this year, historically bad, getting there. Historically a giant letdown.
They can't go from the best season ever for a team in that league to historically bad. Like, I know it's gonna be drastic, but like,
Hold their beer, man. They're going to.
oh my gosh, it can't be that bad.
Why not? Why can't it be?
Well, because Temo Chewinga will be on that field again eventually. That's like, if nothing else.
Eventually.
Yeah.
How long? How much longer?
Nobody
Don't
knows.
know.
What? Like, not a guesstimate?
Nope.
She was in practice the other day, like not a week and a half ago, apparently, whatever it was that I saw. The last time I was able to see some form of practice. She was on the field kicking a ball back and forth in a very small distance. I don't know when she'll be available. I'm pretty sure that they would have not played her in the last 3 games anyway because they were all on turf. You don't want to aggravate whatever it was. But she'll need fitness. She'll need this. Cooper's just starting to look like she used to a little bit. I mean, she was, she's coming back off injury. But who knows? Who knows which will be the next player that demands a trade?
Yikes. Okay. Ugly days for the Current. Who do they have this weekend?
Gotham.
Gotham.
Oh, okay. Okay.
At home.
All right, I should get out to that
Gotham's
stadium.
9th in the standings with 4 points. Or 4 played, so excuse me, 5 points, which is more than the Current have.
I have that day off. I can actually go to that. Okay. Any other thoughts? The St. Louis, what's the name of their team? Ambush. The Ambush just lost in overtime, Thad, if you didn't see that yet. So I think the league is set.
Yeah, I just got to make sure the standings are actually updated because they sometimes take a little bit.
So after we go on our break, should give you enough time to get that answer. Okay, yeah.
I'll have to do math.
Math is
We got
hard.
plenty of time. We take very long breaks. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Rick Davis. You should listen to the Shades of Blue podcast.
All right. I want to talk a little about the U.S. men's national team, another team that is letting us down. You can, of course, listen to Over There on this very network. We'll record again on Wednesday.
We haven't used that name
the
last couple times.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Red, white, and shades of blue.
Well, I think that was just the episode title.
No, that's what we called it. Shades of Red, White, and Blue.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Name change.
We haven't decided. Every time we're still different lineup says something different.
Yeah. We're still playing with it.
Yeah.
But yes, you can check into that. We'll do another one on Wednesday after the Portugal game on Tuesday, and we'll talk about both of the friendlies against Belgium and Portugal. But I want to talk a little bit about it. 5-2 loss to Belgium. Belgium is a good team, but Thad, they're not as good as they once were. They're on the back end of their golden generation. It was a good, strong, tough test. This is the exact kind of team that we want our team to be playing right now. Just the result was not what we wanted.
Result was really not what we wanted. The first 39 minutes was okay.
It was okay.
Weston scored. But yeah, Belgium is they're in the top 10. I forget what, 8th or something like that in the world. Even though their golden generation might be on the downhill, their golden generation was better than ours, apparently.
We have not had a golden generation.
No, that's the next generation. It's always next generation.
Let's do this right. I'll do this one very quickly. Anyone calling what America has right now a golden generation is categorically wrong, and they don't know what golden generation means or why that's been used about teams in the past. Belgium, just because we were talking about it. Belgium, very small country, played soccer for generations and generations and generations. And they just happened to at the same time have a world-class striker, 2 world-class midfielders, a world-class defender, and a world-class keeper. The stars aligned, they had a golden generation. And then once those players are done, they don't have a new pipeline or reason to believe that new, better players are coming in the future. So there's their golden generation and then it goes away. That's what golden generation means. To call this US team a golden generation, this is the first team that we have tried. This is the first generation of children that were raised in a soccering football nation where we were actually teaching people how to play soccer, giving them a pipeline. We had the logistics and everything in place to create a soccer team. And this is just the first years of these players who've grown up in a soccering country now making it to the stage. There is no reason to believe that 4 years from now, 8 years from now, we won't have even better players. So I get really annoyed, Thad or David, when I hear people call this a golden generation. Do you understand what I'm saying?
See, I think it's weird to call them the golden generation because I think they'd get their shit rocked by like Brian McBride, by Landon Donovan, by Clint Dempsey. Like the 2014 World Cup team would probably beat this team 3-0. Like golden generation that Pulisic's the most famous player that may have ever played for the US, and the richest for sure. But like this team sucks. They're trash. For all of the
Wow.
pedigree, they suck. And part of that's on Poch, but a big part of it's that culturally, this, I think, is just a group of losers. And I know that sounds maybe unfairly harsh, but Pulisic, our talisman, hasn't scored since 2024 for country. Lighting it on fire for AC Milan, can't score for the US. Like, what are we doing with these people?
What are we doing?
Tim Weah played fullback.
Yeah.
Starting winger in Europe, has played Champions League games as a winger, is now playing fullback.
What are we doing?
Thank you.
Yeah, I had that. It took me a second, but I had it.
But, like Jeremy Doku, is it Doku or Daku?
Doku.
He plays Doku.
I say Doku. I think you say both.
Wrecked us. And we didn't adapt.
So, David, I think it's a good point. You're talking about Weah in that spot, but is it possible he put Weah in there because of an injury, and who the hell else is going to be able to run next to Doku? I maybe it was just a shot. I know it obviously didn't work and they didn't adapt beyond that, but it's Jeremy Doku. He's one of the most electric players on planet Earth right now. I absolutely love watching that guy. And I think he was going to run through anybody we threw out there.
Cody, who played center back for us? Mark McKenzie and Tim Ream. How old's Tim Ream?
Very old.
He's my age. He's he's almost 40.
Yeah.
And while that's not old for the world, shout out to Cindy Laura, who keeps scolding us for criticizing the current players' ages. It is old for soccer. This team refuses to develop center backs who are, capable of playing at this level, don't have outside backs. Like Serginho Dest was a guy at one point, no longer. Jedi Robinson, sometimes is a guy, sometimes is not a guy. Right?
He played well.
Every big upcoming center back we have who plays out of their mind at the Gold Cup or plays out of their mind at MLS seems to always be hurt anytime we have a meaningful game for the national team. And so we lack depth and we lack courage and strength and
grittiness.
Yeah, this team, I honestly think that the Brian McBride led Yanks would have had a better result against Belgium, even though they didn't grow up with the fancy academies. They didn't grow up, in the same era of soccer. I think that they would have competed harder and put up a better result.
All right, I got to jump in now.
Yeah, Thad, you were squirming a little bit. You were agreeing a little bit, but he said some things that made you squirm. I watched.
Well, I want to start with the whole golden generation thing. I mostly said that ironically to just be sarcastic a little bit, right? So I agree with what Cody was saying, that this is a generation that is a step towards hopefully the next generations, right? Now, you said that this team has not developed center backs. the national teams don't develop players.
Yeah,
They have pools. They pull players in. They get them used to each other. They don't develop them. If they aren't there to begin with, there's shit out of luck, right? Which is why we were so happy to get a Balogun. We weren't developing a striker. We were just using the ones that are available that are in the pool. Unfortunately, Tim Ream, I used to be a Tim Ream hater. I started to be won over by Tim Ream. And right now, yeah, I've always said he's too old. We got to be able to hopefully find somebody, right? I'm agreeing with you on that. But at the same time, nobody has stepped up.
Yeah.
And in this pool, 2 players, 2 center backs were hurt. Chris Richards, Miles Robinson, 2 guys. Now they still could have played a 3-back like they've been playing a lot. He had mentioned, moving Scally over there, which I know Robert thinks he's a decent center back. I think he's just an outside back, but that's okay either way. But he didn't. And maybe this was just a little experiment to see what he had here against a really good team playing him. Tim Ream, if Tim Ream starts a World Cup, he needs to be absolutely protected by a fast guy to his outside and a fast guy to the other side, right? He doesn't need to be dead center. He doesn't need to be the guy that's counted on. We'll talk about this more on, I'm sure, on the other pod that is yet to be officially named. But I don't disagree. Tim Ream is old. He's not at his best. When he's facing a really good team, he's under a lot of stress. Not going to be a great situation. But when you have 2 of your 5 center backs you call into camp be hurt and should not be played, it leaves Pochettino less options. And he's trying not to play guys too much. They had 11 subs available for that game. I think they used them all, or at least almost all of them. So they could get guys not have to play the full shift. Anyway, there's more I could rant about, but I think I'll leave it at that at the moment.
Thad, you got a cold going on, buddy?
Yeah, I've been trying to blow my nose, but I didn't want to do it on camera.
I heard a little nasally in there. Carrie, what are you thinking about the team right now? Are we nervous after that 5-2 game? Are we waiting to see what they look like against Portugal? What are our hopes?
Maybe disappointed. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to the men's national team in probably a year or 2. But I mean, there's just so much hype around this team, and then they never deliver. But story of my life for USA men's.
Is that why you haven't checked in years? Because every time we hear about them, they're supposed to be great, and then they just don't do it.
Yeah, basically. Although it is always a Chris Richards summer, so.
No. When were they supposed to be great? Because nobody's ever really thought they were going to be great. There's players that are good, but they've never been like, oh, they're going to win the World Cup or they're going to finish, in the last in the quarterfinals or something. That's usually the max that that doesn't make them great. It's not like the women.
After Trinidad and Tobago, after that game, since that time, no one has said this team is and should be great. We all learned our lesson. Pre-Trinidad and Tobago, we learned.
in the 10 previous games before the Belgium game, I think they were 6-2-2. So 6 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Not a bad record for a national team. A top 20 national team in the world is legitimate. They were 15th or something. They beat some good teams. Uruguay, Paraguay, not the best teams in the world. They're not England and Germany and Spain, but they're still top 20 teams in the world. So,
right, but the team promotes the quality of the players, right? They advertise off of it. So when you've got guys who are in the pool who are starting for PSV, Milan, Leeds, Monaco, Marseille, all up top, right? That is a better pedigree than when we had Landon Donovan starting up top.
Yes.
And it's not meant to shit on Landon, but when on the one hand you've got well, look, this guy's the best guy in MLS. Look how good he is in San Jose or LA versus look at this guy tearing up the Champions League. And then you look at our midfield, you've got a guy playing for Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, Middlesbrough, Juventus. We've got a starter for Juventus. And again, we are not.
It was really good for him.
Yes. One of their best players.
And we're not dominant, right? So they advertise look how good Weston McKennie is. And he is good. But it's not translating when they put on the national team kit. We've got guys, Joe Scally plays for Gladbach in Germany. McKenzie plays for a bad League One team, but like Chris Richards and Anthony Robinson have like true pedigree.
Yeah.
And it just never seems to get us over the line. And for years, we talked about like, well, what if our best athletes played? Look how good the national team would be. And that was kind of a misnomer because we never got out athleted in the World Cup.
Right.
It was never that we weren't athletic enough. It was that we were very athletic, which is why we were competitive. We were gritty. We lacked skill. Now we've got guys who are coming up in these academies. Like they have skill. I have no doubt in my mind that Christian Pulisic is one of, if not the most skilled American to ever play. But like, where is he? Where are the goals? Where's the leadership? Where is he getting guys organized and keeping them together? And like, where is he? You know, Gio Reyna, like, it has a litany of problems, but like Gio Reyna came with this crazy pedigree. Where is he? They all seem to kind of have wilted under this pressure of like, look how great you guys are supposed to be. And none of them are showing up for it.
I again, I'm not 100% disagreeing with you because I've been worried that the Americans in Europe are too fragile because they seem to be hurt a lot. Tyler Adams, for one. Gio Reyna seems to be always like, oh, you're about to get playing time. Oh, he's hurt. You're about to get playing time. You're hurt, right? Pulisic, I don't know if he is mentally strong enough to do it at that level, but when you're playing for a club team that's playing in Champions League and you're doing well, you should be strong enough to play in a national team game, right? So again, just looking down the roster of Belgium, they're all players who were in the top clubs also, right? But when we look at the US and we look at Belgium or some of those type of countries, their first 50 players are playing in the top 5 leagues in the world, in the top 50 teams in the world. We look at 15 of them playing in the top teams in the world. We don't have quite as much depth to, when guys get hurt, pull them in and do things like that. Pulisic, yeah, he's not in great form for the U.S. I don't know why. I don't know how a player does well for their club and not for the U.S., or does great for the U.S. and can't play for their club, Gio.
Right.
Pochettino's not, I've argued against Pochettino. I've come to like Pochettino. I don't know if he's going to be the answer, but we'll see.
I'm not all doom and gloom. Hope is not all lost for me. And I don't even, if these next 3 games aren't great, that doesn't change in my head the pedigree of the players we have, and that when the time comes, they can put it together. I yeah, I think a point of it is going to be maybe they do need to have all expectations removed, like keep performing poorly, and then when they go into this World Cup, no one will think they'll do anything. They can play a little more relaxed. Like if that happens, it's not going to bother me. I like the players that we have, and I'm not I'm optimistic still. I'm just being a hopeful fan that when the time comes that they will click into gear and the talent that is on that field will perform.
Yeah, I'm kind of banking on that, World Cup host bump
Yeah.
so that we don't get grouped.
Freaking Russia started winning games when they hosted one. So, like, come on. We can do it.
Ought to win the group. Despite everything I just said, and how none of the teams in our group even come close to as good as Belgium, right? We have Paraguay,
Right.
Australia, and the winner of Kosovo and Turkey.
Yeah.
We need to win the group because that matches us up with the third place person from group B, E, F, I, or J.
Right.
However,
But
that's
a third place team is the key there.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, they really
It's
need
there.
to do that.
It's there for them.
It's there.
Yeah.
It is. They should be able to get out of the group. They should be able to pass the next round. I'm not going to write off Turkey as being easy rollover, but
Turkey.
Now, here's the thing. If we win our group and then win that game against the third place team, it matches us up with the winner of Group G, assuming they win the round of 32. Do you know who's in Group G?
Argentina.
No.
I just guessed.
no.
Russell.
Carrie? Group G is Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand.
Oh gosh.
Oh, so we'll face New Zealand.
Or Iran.
That was a joke.
Okay.
But that's one reason that Belgium was in this group to play. And I guess we'll see how they do against Portugal in 2 days.
On a lighter note, but I'm still going to complain. I messaged our Slack group about how brutal the uniform matchup was.
Oh, awful.
Yeah.
Unforgivable.
And then 20 minutes later, The Athletic published a story about how epically bad the matchup was. The U.S. is in the red and white home kit. Belgium was in their secondary kit, which looks really nice. It's
Both
a nice
of the
jersey.
jerseys individually are kind of nice. It was just together they looked horrible.
Right.
Yeah, not good.
And I don't know why they didn't have that planned better, but I guess they were like emergency trying to decide if they could run back to the hotels and get alternate jerseys.
Yeah.
But the U.S. planned on wearing the red and white stripe one for their first game, and they're wearing the other one for the second game. So that was already a plan.
Dude, these kits are fire. This is like
They are. I
the
love
best
them.
kits we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
They're nice. I saw one at the Dub, and it had Setner in the back. They looked nice.
Nice.
And it's
Carrie-
a nice pairing too. I mean, it's not like one kid is nice and the other one's like crap, like
Yeah.
they sometimes do. It's I haven't seen the blue stripe or stars one in person yet, but I think it looks good, at least in
It's
Did you-
dark.
pictures.
It's
Did you
yeah,
guys-
it's dark.
It is.
Yeah, did you guys see like the article that like was posted, or maybe it was like a little news article story about how they kind of went to the players and the players like didn't really like what they were wearing in 2022, and so they described the dark one as something that they could wear to a nightclub.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the line that someone for Sporting Kansas City used for years, of that he wanted all of the jerseys that you could wear it in the club.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Chad? Wasn't it
Yeah.
Chad Reynolds? Chad Reynolds was always like,
I was thinking that was like an
wearability.
owner. I thought it was like an owner that had that
well,
ethos.
then it would have been Rob, because no disrespect to Neil or Cliff, but they weren't really
Yeah.
out in the clubs.
And they probably weren't wearing those jerseys.
They made some nice jerseys. I wasn't gonna wear any of them to the club though.
The more collars,
Yeah, see, if you put a
they
collar
need
on
more
it.
collars, and you will wear them to the club.
Carrie, you have a new scarf in your background.
I do. It is a
It looks
2026
like a World Cup. Yeah,
Kansas City World Cup.
That red and blue of our World Cup logo. How have you acquired this? And nice pineapple too.
Thank you.
All right.
My
What?
dad.
I didn't try to get weird there. I just really like pineapples. My favorite fruit. I really like pineapples. And I'm not letting swingers take pineapples from us. They just look cool. That's why Carrie has it there, because it looks cool.
Yeah, it's good luck whenever you move into an apartment. And so my sister received it from a friend, and then she gave it to me whenever I moved into this apartment. It's a lamp. By the way.
Watch this deep lore be wildly untrue.
It's not, I swear. I don't think it is. That's what my sister told
What?
me. So blame my
Right.
sister.
Just put it on your front porch, upside down. And see what happens.
No, that's okay. But anyways, so this scarf, my dad recently retired, and this was given to him by a friend. And he was like, I was waiting for this to come in because like you can't yet buy these, but here you go.
Ooh, unreleased. Oh yeah, show me that other side. What is that logo, or what was the design?
It's just the dots.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have one
Very
like
nice.
that.
Care if you start spinning that, you can convince Cody
Yeah.
to do whatever.
Hypnotize us. I like the jacket too, Carrie. The white whiz. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Are you
Okay.
gonna offer me condolences on my jacket?
Is it official? Is it official?
No,
Oh.
but it might as well be.
David's wearing a Tottenham jacket, and
Yeah.
it legitimate. Like, I believe that Tottenham is getting relegated. I think that it's happening.
We just mutually parted ways with our interim manager, Igor
I missed that.
Tudor. Yeah, now they're going all in on De Zerbi.
Wow.
Do they
Yeah,
need a guy named Chris that could come help them?
I
What's
mean,
He's coached Ronaldo. He's been in the same room as Ronaldo.
which Ronaldo? Real Ronaldo or the douche canoe we're about to play?
That guy. Well, but he's not here for Portugal.
The Brazil fans still holding on to the original Ronaldo as the true Ronaldo.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. But yeah, that was always
He'd be
one of I
fat.
laugh when I hear like Chris Armas to say, "Well, yeah, I've coached at high levels. I've been in the same room with Cristiano Ronaldo."
Yeah. The Brazilian Ronaldo has been accused of 100% less rape than Cristiano Ronaldo has.
Is that something that he actually said? Like he
Yes.
actually says that? Jesus.
He also like wasn't aware of any discourse happening, supposedly, about him coaching the Current.
I think
Which
you
is
just
funny
gotta say
because
that.
I asked him like right off the bat, like, you haven't coached women, well, I coached them in 20 years ago in college. I'm like, that's not the same as
At
coaching
D2.
in
Yeah.
WSL. It's just not the same. And yeah, he's a nice guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
so in
I'm
summation,
gonna have to deep dive on some of those interviews and see if I can pull out some
yeah.
great quotes from him.
In summation, all of the teams suck.
We sucked. It was terrible to watch.
It never gets old.
I love the longer version of that. I most of the time just do the quick one, but it was terrible to watch. That's amazing. Okay. Any other thoughts here? Something we missed for a soccer fan in Kansas City?
Yes.
What do you got?
I'll give you two things real quick. One, the Truman Library, has a display starting on April 1st about the sports and all that stuff, but a really big piece obviously related to soccer and soccer in Kansas City. And I know somebody who donated a bunch of photos to them for that display.
Wow.
So
I'm Googling this right now. I didn't hear about this. That's cool.
So yeah, the grand opening is on Wednesday, April 1st, and I will probably be there.
Okay. What's your other one?
I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it's like some leadership forum. But if you want to go hear Matt Beasler speak about being a leader, so it's like
Okay.
the 9th during the day.
Okay, so partial information.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to pull up the name in front of me, and it's a leadership thing. If anybody wants it, I'll tweet it out later.
Okay. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thad, leave us with something prophetic.
Hold on.
What do you got?
Hold on. Did we get our core moment of the week?
Oh, dang it. That was the lineup discussion. I had the joke. I was going for the core lineup when we were talking about that. I missed that joke.
We're not very good sponsored pod at this point. We got to remember that better, Cody.
But I do get the one mention in right at the beginning.
Yeah,
I clear
you
that
did
just
good.
in case we mess it up the rest of the way like we just did. So that
We're
was
supposed to
your
have, like,
core
a core
lineup.
segment.
Yeah. It's just retroactively. Core segment, core outdoor equipment lineup is
The
what we
core
did.
moment of the week for Casey being bad at soccer is Thad donating photos to the Truman Library.
And it was just his friend too. That was
No, it was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I said I know
he
somebody.
raised his hand. Yeah.
Oh my God.
How many photographers does Thad know that do
A
soccer?
lot.
Okay, that do soccer.
Not a lot of them.
All the guys standing next to him when he's out
Yeah.
there.
Which, by the way, I was approved for credential to the U.S. game, but they ran out of room because I put in late, so I was like the last one in. So they're like, "Nope, sorry, you're approved, but we can't fit you in. So sorry." And then a friend of mine who was down there shooting, Walfrey Rodas, he took a picture of the seats next to him, and they were all empty. So I don't know if I was like,
Oh.
I think because people put in for these and then they don't show up, and I've done that a couple times because something comes up. So I just kind of got bummed with that, but that's okay. I will put in for the
Booted
next
for no
one.
reason. Okay.
Make sure I'm a much earlier. But I think one of the core moments to show about how bad Kansas City soccer is right now, Alex Pfeiffer was one of 3 moments where a under 18 or younger player got 2 goal contributions in the same game, and she's 2 of them, once for this year. So
Okay, some positivity there at the end.
yeah,
It's
but
not positivity towards Kansas City.
No,
she plays for Bay FC. Because the Current basically said we don't need you anymore, and let her go.
Booted her
For free.
And leading the NWSL in, like, I forget all the stats that I saw, and thanks to people sending me that on Twitter, but leading the league in like duels won and stops and stuff like that is a player named Claire Hutton, who also used to play for the Current but no longer does. And if the Current had those two players, they might be not losing 3 straight games, even with
Stands to
a
reason.
coach that is not ready for prime time.
Do you think Peter Vermes would coach women's soccer?
Do you
I don't
want
know
him
if he
to?
would, but I don't think he would last long.
No.
I think he would drop a few F-bombs and they would put in a complaint and he would be gone.
Carrie, at the buzzer, you made the Peter Vermes mention.
I know.
I
had to.
almost went a whole show without the Peter
I think
Vermes
we did it last
mention.
week, so I think that was okay.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
just would like to move on. What do you think
It's
he's
not
doing
gonna
right
happen.
now? Is he going to get another job?
I hope so. I mean, if he wants it at this point, I hope so, yeah. For him. He doesn't deserve hate, even though
No.
people hated him for how the team played the last 3 or 4 years and stuff like that. He won his trophies. He was part of building such a legacy in Kansas City that we could make a legal claim for soccer capital of America.
That's true.
He's also a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like he, had the crew cut and he frowned a lot, but like if you ever actually talk to him, he's a very nice man.
Yeah.
I think some of his players wouldn't say that because he's very stern and strict. But
I think most of them would.
in person. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
well, that's good.
A lot of guys
I'm just
came back
thinking
for
of
a reason.
Thinking of one, yeah, that's true. I've heard some quotes from players that were booted out, and they didn't have great things to say, so that makes sense. But
yeah, there's been a couple booted out, but
yeah, he's lovely human in person.
So this is our core memory of past coaches, brought to you by Core Outdoor Equipment.
I like this segment for when we fire Armis.
Maybe this is how we should do the sponsor segment. We just don't have anything planned, and we just start talking and come up with it at the very end.
Could Vlatko coach all 3 teams?
Yes.
He had 2.
I don't hate that idea.
For a while he did coach the Comets and FCKC, and they were both really good.
Championships with him in the same
Yeah.
year.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I remember.
He could, in theory, coach both teams. Although the good thing with the Comets and the FCKC is they didn't really overlap seasons a lot. So, but coaching Sporting and the Current at the same time,
He could at least get Comets an overtime win.
That's for damn
That's the
sure.
last time we were winning in overtime was with Vlatko.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Apparently.
and the last time the Current were winning was with Vlatko. Yeah.
Okay, we will be back next week after the RSL game and after the Gotham game, and it will be better. And Tuesday night for the national team will have gone better. This is going to be a happier show next week. That's called Manifestation. Sporting! I don't actually believe that.
Sipping back on a decan. I don't give a damn if it's 9 a.m. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. The other side don't seem so tough. And 3 on goal. Maybe a whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake